Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the Bishop. It's the Tier 5 British SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Ghost Town, and it's under the command of Lost Wall Hacks of the Lost Clan. Now he's got the 4.5-inch howitzer. He's capable of doing 410 alpha. Oh, 450 alpha. Sorry, I forgot that. I was thinking about the Fifi. 28 millimeters of pen and 2.2 meters on the burst radius. And we're off. Built on the chassis of the Valentine II tank. Yep, that's the one that was sent to the Soviets. Well, a lot of them were built by the British and didn't actually get sent over to the Soviets. Some of them got turned into the Bishop instead. Now, the Arty is relatively short range, which means he has to get fairly close in order to see the enemy, or at least to be able to shoot at them. Okay, we can't see any yet. He's hoping one of them's going to come down that road. They normally do, but the first one he sees is outside his range. And he sees a VK3001H, but he's just inside those buildings. So let's see if we can get a shot on him. Going to be difficult. He probably wants to get a bit closer, actually. Well, that one hits the building instead. You can see some more enemy tanks are turning up, but he's just outside range. Yep, he's going to have to move closer. Now, the danger in moving closer is you need some cover in order to fire from, because the enemy might just try to come down the east side of the map. In fact, you just saw a Skoda T25 got wiped out on the east side. Okay, that guy is now within range. Char Gloriana. Shell lands in front of him. Now, the standard reload is 12.37 seconds, and we can see here Lost Wall has got 10.65. Picked up some damage. Oh, there's an enemy tank inside the dip. Now, normally when they go in there, it's a death trap for them, because if you go in there, you can get hit like this repeatedly, and it's very difficult to get out of there without going up in front of our guys. So he's basically doomed himself by going in. Another hit. Yeah, that VK3001P is regretting his decision already, and he's out the game. The Char Gloriana's got closer. He's not the only one. Some of the other enemy tanks are getting closer too. There's an M10 RBFM up there, and we can hit him. Rounds out. Long range shot. It is a hit. 106 off the first one. Oh, and we can hit this guy, the T1 Heavy. We might actually be able to shoot through the window. No, the window got it. Sometimes you dial in fully on a tank like that, the shell will go through the window, but you have to tease it over him. Rounds out. Bit of splash there for 37. Now, the red line starts over the tank, so he knows the shell will go through that window. In fact, it landed next to the guy. It's got a red line there. That one's not going to work, but this one, giving it a go. And he does get it this time. Only damages the tracks, though. We're one down on the enemy at the moment. They seem to be doing well. Well, they were for a moment. We're still one down. Bit difficult to get a shot on him now, but he does tease the red line over the target and picks up another 185 hit points. Now, the shells from this RT tend to go straight up and straight down. In fact, it did restrict the range of the Bishop. And normally what they would do is they park it on a slope, and that would actually point the gun into the sky and make it much easier to shoot long ranges. The KV2 on our team just derped the T1 Heavy out of the game. So he's in reload right now, but we can probably put a round into the Char. Just missed him. In fact, he's come up over the rise, and he killed the KV2, which is annoying for us because he was one of the big scorers. The Shark is very close to being knocked out. The KV2 managed to get 3 kills so far in the game. It's still waiting for the first kill from Lost War Hacks. Now, he can't see anyone in there at the moment because none of our tanks are actually in that position. So he can't see if there is somebody there. And sometimes when you do that, when you get that sort of situation, you might be worth just firing the odd blind shot in on the off chance. He's just spotted a Hellcat way out in the field. There he is. And he's just within range. But it's going to take us a little while to dial in. And our Hellcat is angling. Try it now. Rounds out. Yes! He did it! Now, the reason I said try that, because the guy was maneuvering very slowly against our Hellcat. And I thought, yeah, there's a good chance your shell's going to be right close to him or on him when he's maneuvering like that. If it catches him just on the corner, that 2.2 meter burst radius is going to be damaging. And he didn't have much in the way of hit points left, which meant he was a good kill. Now, the problem with going out like this is that the M10 RBFM on the enemy team was last seen at this side of the map. There might be other enemy tank destroyers, Jagdpanzer IVs. They've got 2 of them. We've got the cover now in the bushes. Now, we know the Gabler destroyer on the enemy team's been seen near their hill. But I get the feeling the Jagdpanzer IVs are the ones we're going to have to watch out for. Especially considering they can carry an 88mm round, which can do a lot of damage. It's got a, if I remember correctly, it's about a 220 to 240 alpha. I'll check that later. Their Arty is also a Fifi, so he's got virtually the entire range of the map. The 105 left H18B2, unlike the Bishop, which is a much of a short range Arty, the Fifi can fire over much of the map so long as he moves a bit closer. Now, the fact that the Hellcat was getting fired at suggests that there is a tank destroyer. Yes, and there he is. That's what I was worried about, the Jagdpanzer IVs. And is that an 88mm? Well, he did take a big hit, and we're continuing to fire. Doesn't look like it's an 88mm, but we fire blind, and we got a hit. And there's the 720 on the enemy team, just hiding next door to the rock. Now, we should still be able to get shots on these guys. Rounds out. We just lost the Hellcat, but the 720 goes down as well, and now we're evens when it comes to kills. Now, admittedly, we lost sight of the Jagdpanzer, but we've now got the Gabler destroyer in sight, and he's fairly close to us. And we're now 1 up on the enemy. No, you're looking in the wrong direction. He's not far away from you. In fact, there he is. And you could have shot through the gap there. There was a gap. There he is. He's coming in. Okay, this should be fun. That's a kill shot. He got a penetration and wiped the guy out with 1 round. I said that might be good. Yes, the Gabler destroyer hasn't got very thick armor, and he actually managed to get a pen. We know that Jagdpanzer IV is up on the east side of the map. He can't move from that position without being spotted. And we know our Achilles, that's the M10 with the 17-pounder gun, is now up on the hill, so he's getting a good view of where the other enemy might be. And the other enemy is the Jagdpanzer IV as well. So there's 2 Jagdpanzer IVs out there. He's trying to fire over the rock. Now, that's a mistake as well. I think he should be aiming at the bush where the 720 was last seen, because I think he'll be looking. He'll be anxious to look. So he won't be there. He might be there. That's a possibility. No joy. So go switch to the other bush, the other side of the rock. Not that one. There he is. Yes, I was right. He is there. I thought he would go to the same spot because the 720, you see, he would use the 720's wreck as cover. It was the most obvious position for him to go to. Well, he's firing blind now, but He's keeping that guy suppressed, and our guys are effectively closing in on him. And in fact, there's the other one. So they're both behind the rock. All we can do is harass him. And we're firing rounds in, which is keeping them suppressed. And there goes the Jagdpanzer. He goes down to the Achilles. And now it's the Jagdpanzer Fear. We fire a round in. That will upset him. Might make him back away. And it does. And now we've got a chance. We might be able to get a kill shot here. No, we were beaten to it by the Churchill. But the game is a win. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker for Lost Wall Hacks of the Lost Clan in the Bishop. He managed to get a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 8. And he also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, despite the fact that he got 3 kills in that game as well. 4,877 was the win rate, which proves that he was Super Unicum standard. And he did get some nice shots in there, not only taking out that Hellcat, but the Gabbler Destroyer shot was a beauty. He actually lined it up straight on the guy's face, and the shell went right through and took him out the game with 1 shot. He also did prepare some of his shots well to actually catch the guys as they were pulling back, like that Jagdpanzer. I don't think he had the 88mm gun, but he certainly would have been dangerous if he had. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Churchill 3, who got 2,317 hit points of damage. Second highest damage was the Hellcat with 1,771. And the third highest damage went to the T-67 on the enemy team with 1,510. And we can see in 4th place, it was Lost Wall Hacks with 1,481. When it came to kills, though, it was shared at the top by Churchill 3, Lost Wall Hacks, the Achilles, the KV2, and on the enemy team, their Jagdpanzer Fear also managed to get 3 kills as well. So 5 tanks had the same number of kills each. And when it came to base XP, we can see the highest score was the Churchill 3, 1,760, which is very good for a tier 5 tank. And that's a tier 5 premium with the 57mm main gun, I think, if I remember correctly. And the second place was the Hellcat with 827. And then after that, it was the KV-1S with 796. And Lost Wall Hacks got 624. I also applaud the fact that he did go out into that bushy area on the east side of the map. It's a very dangerous area to go into, actually. But he was brave enough to do it. And he got some good shots as a result. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 28 rounds in the game, got 10 direct hits on the enemy and 2 penetrating shots. Now, dare I say it, I think that Gabbler Destroyer was one of the penetrated. Yes, he was. 357 hit points went on to him. How about that Hellcat? No, he didn't get that with a penetrating shot. That was a near miss, but it still got the guy. And the Sopravente? Yep, he penetrated the roof of that Italian tank destroyer who was hiding in the bush. And again, always look at that position because people like to sit right next door to that rock looking south. And so I had a feeling that he was going to be there. I also had a feeling the Jagdpanzer Fear was going to be there as well. So as I did say during the commentary, I was thinking it's bound to be somebody there. Anyway, so let's have a look at the rest of the detail. 16 splashes as well, 1,481 hit points of damage, of which 1,124 were at more than 300 meters. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, and he earned 19,628 credits on a premium account and 936 experience points out of that game as well. So yeah, that was a fun battle and a brave one in the Bishop for Lost Wall Hacks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like and thank you for watching.